They told me to stand near the wall, not as a joke, not as a figure of speech. My own brother's wedding and his fiancée's mother looked me up and down and said, "Maybe you can stay near the wall so you don't block the photos." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was familiar. I'd spent my whole life standing near the wall while my brother stood in the spotlight. That day I was supposed to hand him an envelope, my gift, my quiet attempt at brotherhood. But when I reached my seat, I found it occupied. A stranger. The fiancé's cousins plus one. My name card tucked under their napkin like trash. So I walked to the gift table, slid my envelope back into my jacket, turned, and said loud enough for the nearest 5 people to hear, "Don't worry, I'll stay out of the frame forever." I didn't yell, I didn't cause a scene. I just walked out, slow and deliberate, past the glittering crowd that had already forgotten I existed. He came running after me, of course. "Wait, man, don't do this today." But I already had. He wasn't always that way. When we were kids, he'd steal my toys but share his candy. Tell me he'd always have my back. We grew up close, or maybe I just believed we did. When Dad died, I handled the paperwork, the estate, the hospital bills. My brother handled the sympathy, the soft shoulders, the public grief, the easy charm. When people said, "He's such a good son," I said nothing. That's what I did best. Then came the business, our father's small logistics company, modest but solid. I ran the numbers, the contracts, the clients. He ran the conversations. It worked, for a while, until it didn't. I noticed it one afternoon. A client called him directly asking about our new deal, a deal I'd never heard of. I checked the books. They'd been changed. Not carelessly, precisely, methodically. Funds reallocated, documents re-signed, and my name neatly removed from key accounts. When I confronted him, he smiled like I'd caught him sneaking cookies, not millions. "It's just restructuring, bro. You'll still get your share." But I knew. My share was already gone. That night I didn't drink. I didn't rage. I sat in the dark with a notebook and a plan. Revenge doesn't start with anger. It starts with clarity. First, I documented everything. Copies of contracts, timestamps, emails, signatures, every lie, every transaction. Then I waited. He thought I was sulking. I let him. I played my part, the bitter, forgotten brother, the wallflower, the quiet fool. It made him careless. I built my case slowly, legally, financially. I found the shell companies he'd created, the accounts he'd hidden offshore, the assets he'd moved under his fiancée's name. And I found the one thing he hadn't protected, his new wife's signature on falsified tax documents. I could have gone to the police, but that would have been too kind. I leaked the documents anonymously to her father instead, a man who prided himself on family honor and reputation. Within 24 hours, the engagement was postponed. Within 72, it was reevaluated. Within a week, the wedding was in doubt. He came to me, desperate, shaken, pretending to be remorseful. "Can you talk to her, Dad? You're good with people. You always calm things down." I said I'd try, but I didn't. Then came the twist. The fiancé decided to forgive him, or at least proceed with the wedding for appearances. Her father insisted on a quiet ceremony. My brother invited me, perhaps out of guilt or to prove something. So I showed up, calm, dressed sharp, gift envelope in hand, not money this time, but a USB drive. Inside it, everything. Bank transfers, contract forgeries, voice messages, even one drunken recording where he bragged about outsmarting his idiot brother. I slipped it into the groom's suite gift pile, labeled, "To the bride's family, with love." When the ceremony ended, I didn't stay for the photos. That was the moment they told me to stand near the wall. That's when I took my real gift back, the envelope that was just a decoy, a symbol of how easily they dismissed me. By the time the father of the bride opened the USB, I was already halfway home. It didn't take long. The bride's family cut him off publicly. Their business ties dissolved overnight. The bank accounts were frozen for investigation, and the company, our company, was seized by the board pending audit. When he called, he didn't sound like my brother anymore, just a man gasping for control. "You ruined me," he said. I almost laughed. "No," I replied, "you did that. I just moved out of the frame." Sometimes I think about that wedding photo. Everyone smiling, glasses raised, pretending everything was perfect. And me? I wasn't in it. But for once, I didn't mind. Because when the picture finally fell apart, when the truth came out, I was already gone. Out of the frame, but right in focus.